So in this video, I want to talk about the perfect side hustle for busy workers. If you are working a 9 to 5 job, if you're working 40 hours a week, if you're doing an extra 20 hours a week doing Uber or DoorDash, one of these other things, and you feel like no matter how much you keep working, time just seems to keep flying by and you're still able to barely pay bills, this is the perfect thing that you could do on the side of whatever work that you're currently doing. And I would say that this is also really great if you are a busy parent or if you're a teenager. As long as you have just a little bit of income coming in from like a regular 9 to 5, then you could start this side hustle. Now, the benefit is you don't need to shell out thousands of dollars in order to do this. So a lot of other like online businesses that you come across, or you find like, you see like some, 16-year-old kid promoting a Shopify course or something like that, and then you attend their webinar, and then you got to invest like, $5,000 to get in or something crazy like that. So the benefit is you don't need to invest barely any money at all. In many cases, you could actually start this completely for free. So, but I would of course recommend have a very simple, website you could set up for this. As long as you can just buy a domain name for like $10, then you could probably do this. So this is digital marketing, and I would say specifically just promoting digital products online. Why do I recommend this above just about everything else? Well, the reason is because with digital marketing, the profit margins are a lot higher compared to other business models, and the startup cost is very low. So with other business models, like if you are, selling like physical products, for example, on like AliExpress and, putting them on your Shopify store, or doing like drop shipping. The problem with most of those products that you will sell online is the fact that the margins you'll get are very small. So per sale, and this is also factoring in that you're likely going to have to spend money on paid ads, because if you don't have traffic online, then you're not going to make money. So you will likely also need to spend, pay for like ads if you're doing, one of those other business models. And then on top of that, then of course you have to factor that in with the fact that the product is, very cheap most of the time, right? So then you're maybe getting like a couple bucks per sale, to the point where you have to do a ton of volume, right? Now with digital marketing, you could promote products. It could be either courses, it could be ebooks, it could be coaching programs, software, but I would say anything in the e-learning space, right? Anything where someone's trying to learn something online, learning how to improve an area of their life, whether that is getting into better shape, anything in the health industry is always going to be in high demand. So people are of course wanting to improve health-wise, they're wanting to get into better shape, they're wanting to figure out the best diet to have more energy throughout the day. There is also the industry of relationships. So if you have to be an expert in that field, whether it be like, dating, for example, or it could be finding your soulmate or whatever it is, right? You could find a course or a program that teaches men or women how to get that result, how to find their partner. And people are, of course, willing to pay money for that. And then, of course, you have the industry of making money online. So as long as the internet exists, as long as search engines exist and social media, people are always going to be looking up, how do I make money online? How do I get in better shape? How do I, find my soulmate or whatever? And then there's also going to be things like day trading. There's travel. What's the best country with low cost of living? So these are all things that people are looking up, and you could of course find a product that you resonate with in one of those areas, and then you could simply just promote it online. Now the benefit is, like I mentioned, you don't have to spend money on paid ads, although you can if you want, but really the easiest way that you could start this is simply just leveraging free social media. And you can do very simple posts without having to show your face online. In my case, I have a few different YouTube channels, but on this channel, I mainly do talking head videos like this. But I have a whole other channel where all of my videos are me filming my computer screen. And that is one way that you could simply promote these products online. So you could do a review video of a digital product that you, are promoting, for example, and you could talk about the pros and cons of it. And then you could have a link in your description. This is if you're doing YouTube videos, for example. And then whenever someone watches your video, they click on the link, they buy it, then you of course earn a commission. So it's really as simple as that. And then of course, you could also promote on other platforms as well, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. And all you really need to do this is you just need a very simple way to get attention online. You just need a very simple way to create content online. And the best way of getting started is you want to find people that are in your industry that you resonate with. So figure out like, okay, what type of content do you watch? What creators do you resonate with? And then of course, you want to take inspiration from them. Don't copy what they're doing specifically, but you want to see what people are of course interested in, what topics are getting them the most views. And then you could of course talk about that topic as well. Don't actually watch the video, just look at the title just to get an idea of what people are searching for. And then you can create content talking about those topics that you are interested or knowledgeable in. And so as you do that, you will start to build up an audience of people that want to learn more about that. And then you could say, hey, if you want to see how I'm doing or how I started to improve this area of my life, check out the URL, in my bio or in the description, and then you could learn more about that. And so as you do this, you will get traffic to your link. And I would, of course, recommend that with whatever product you're promoting, you ideally want to have just a very simple, page in place where you can collect leads online. That's known as a capture page in the online marketing space. And that's just where someone will land on the page. It just has a headline. You want to learn how to do X, Y, Z. Enter your email. You name an email to learn more. When they do that, they get put onto your email list. And so the one thing that you have to be aware of is regardless of how great the product you're promoting is, most people are not going to buy the first time that they see something. So they say on average, it takes the average person about like 7 to 8 exposures before they feel comfortable pulling out their credit card and buying. So you might send, for example, 1,000 people over to a product that maybe they wanted to learn more about that, but most people, I would say like 90% of those people are not going to buy in the front end, right? Maybe you'll have, maybe like 2 or 3 sales that you'll get on the front end. But if you send those people to a capture page, and let's say even just if like 30% of them opt in, like maybe you get 30 leads out of 100 that opt in, well, you can get them back to the offer as many times as you want. So maybe you might have had a bunch of people that would have bought, but maybe the timing wasn't right. Maybe they didn't have the money in their bank account at the time. Maybe they had something else that they needed to do that day, and they didn't finish watching the sales presentation on the product page that you're promoting. So they didn't buy right away, but they would have bought had the timing been different. So if you send them back to the offer, send them an email, get them back to the page, then then they might buy, a few days or maybe a week down the road, maybe even a month down the road. And if you are consistently building up leads online, you're building up an email list, then you'll have a bunch of people that found you, let's say a year prior, and then maybe like a year later, then that is where they feel comfortable actually buying. So the key is you want to be generating traffic online. You want to be generating attention. And the best way of doing that is by posting content daily. You can do very simple videos that are 5 minutes long if you're doing YouTube, or if you're doing short form videos, you could do videos that are less than 30 seconds long. You could do them without speaking on camera. You could do them even faceless if you want. And there's plenty of different examples of creators who do faceless content altogether. And, just to give you an idea, if you scroll on TikTok just for a little bit, you will see a ton of videos where someone just has sound playing in the background and just text on screen, and that's the content that they posted. So you could do even videos like that, and you don't have to be like this most charismatic, you don't have to be the best speaker in the world to do this. You just need a simple way to get your message out there to the world and then reach people that want to learn more about what it is that you're doing. And my hand's getting tired because I normally use a tripod, but I just felt like doing a selfie style video here. But yeah, so that is really all you need, and you just need a high converting product to promote. So if you want to learn more about what I do and how I've been able to build up a residual income doing this, and then you could check out the URL down below and you can see exactly how you can do this step by step. So that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you found this helpful, give us a thumbs up and take care. All the best.